This is a reading from the diary of St. Gemma Galgani. Wednesday, July 25th. And what about today? What shall I say today? I find no peace. Pride predominates over me more than in earlier times. I suffered much to complete even a small act of humiliation. About what happened to me yesterday, I shall speak very little. I do not control my tongue, and for this reason I cause other people to suffer. For obedience to my confessor, I must speak very little, and never with people who know about my experiences. A few days ago, when Father Norberto came, I hid instantly. Another time he came, and I did the same. I was ready, truth be said, to be obedient. But then what happened to me? After a few days, I chanced to be speaking to another friar about this, and I invented a big lie, saying that it was Mrs. Cecilia who had made me hide. But that was not true. It was I who did it on my own. I don't know how Father Norberto came to learn of this, but instantly he referred the matter to Mrs. Cecilia, who was very hurt. But I was no less hurt. She interrogated me about whether I had really spoken, and I answered no, because I had completely forgotten about it. But there's always the one who makes me remember everything. My guardian angel came and reproached me, saying, "Gemma, what's this? Even lying? Don't you remember a few days ago when, as punishment for telling Brother Famiano about your experiences, I made you stay half an hour?" I then recalled everything well. I must say that my guardian angel, every time I do a bad thing, punishes me. Not an evening passes that I do not have some punishment. And he commanded me to go to Mrs. Cecilia and tell everything and beg her in his name to forgive me. I promised to do this, sure. The day passed, then came the evening, and I never made that little act of humility. My angel reminded me again, saying that if I didn't go to her and tell her everything, that night the devil would come. Well, that threat I could not ignore, so I went to her room. She was in bed and the lamp was out. I couldn't believe it. This way she would not see me. As well as I could, I told her everything, but in a forced way. It was a great shame, my being unable to humiliate myself. Finally, after she said all would be forgotten, I went to my room. Yes, of course, she said all was forgotten, but it was impossible. I asked Jesus many times for forgiveness and also my beloved angel, and I went to bed. What a horrible night. My angel, because of the great resistance I had put up before accepting my humiliation, left me alone. And with a few visits by the enemy, I could not sleep because my conscience was ill at ease. How I was troubled. Thursday, July 26th. In the morning, my guardian angel finally came, and he reproached me harshly, very harshly, and left me once again alone and afflicted. I received communion, but, my God, in what a state! Jesus did not make himself felt. When, after all this, I was able to be alone, I let out my feelings freely. I was at fault. I realize that, but if I can say one thing, I did not wish to cause certain displeasures to certain persons, but my evil inclinations are so bad that I often fall into these things. For more than an hour, Jesus made me stay in that state. I cried, and I was afflicted. Then Jesus had pity on me, and he came. He caressed me and made me promise not to do these things again, and he blessed me. I have to say that in what happened today, I told 3 lies. I had angry thoughts, and I had the idea of avenging myself against whoever had tattled on me. But Jesus prohibited me from speaking with Brother Famiano and with others. I quickly became calm, and to be even more so, I ran to confession. Then in the evening, after saying my prayers, I set out to do the usual holy hour prayer. Jesus stayed with me throughout. I was in bed as usual because otherwise I would not have been able to remain with my beloved Jesus and suffer with him. I suffered a lot. He proved anew his love toward me by giving me his crown of thorns until the following day. Jesus loves me most on Friday. That evening he took back the crown, saying he was happy with me, and as he caressed me, he said, "Daughter, if I add other crosses, do not be afflicted." I promised, and he left me. Friday, July 27th. This Friday I suffered even more because I had to do some chores, and at every moment I thought I would die. Indeed, my aunt had commanded me to fetch water. I felt so exhausted, I thought the thorns went into my brain, but this was all my imagination, and the drop of blood began to appear at my temple. I hurriedly cleaned up, so she barely noticed it. She asked me if maybe I had fallen and cut my head. I told her that I had scratched myself with the chain from the well. Then I went to the nuns. It was 10 a.m., and I stayed with them until about 5 p.m. Then I returned home, but Jesus already had removed the crown. Saturday, July 28th. The night passed very well. In the morning, my guardian angel came. He was happy, and he told me to take a piece of paper and write what he would dictate. Here it is. Remember, my daughter, that whoever truly loves Jesus speaks little and bears everything. I order you on behalf of Jesus not to give your opinion unless you are asked, never to hold to your own wishes, but to submit immediately. Obey promptly your confessor and others he designates, without answering back. When it is necessary, make only one reply, and be sincere with your confessor and with others. When you have committed some fault of omission, accuse yourself instantly, without waiting to be asked. Finally, remember to guard your eyes and think, eyes that have been mortified will see the beauty of heaven. After saying these things, he blessed me, and said I should go to communion. I went right away. It was the first time in nearly a month that Jesus had made himself felt. I told him all of what was happening, and he kept me with him a long while, because I received communion at 8:30 a.m., and when I returned to my senses, it was much later. I ran home, and on the way, the clock struck 10:15 a.m. I was good, and found myself in the same position that I had been in during communion. And as I got up, I saw that my guardian angel was above my head with his wings spread. He accompanied me home himself, and warned me not to pray during the day, not until nightfall, because I could not be safe. In fact, I realized that I was safe from the others in the household, but not from my sister, because she had stuffed the keyhole, and it was impossible to lock myself in. Then my aunts intervened, and in the evening I could close the door. Toward evening, I went to the 15 Saturdays at St. Maria Bianca. The Blessed Virgin told me she would not be praying me her usual little visit, because in the past few days I had disgusted Jesus. I said to her that Jesus had forgiven me, but she said, I don't forgive my daughters so easily. I absolutely want you to become perfect. We'll see if Saturday I can come and bring Brother Gabriel. Nevertheless, she blessed me, and I resigned myself. But I do not lack for temptation. One, a strong one, was Saturday evening. The devil came and said to me, good girl. Sure, go and write everything. Don't you know that everything you write is my work? And if you are discovered, think about the scandal. Where will you go to hide? I pass you off as a saint, but you are deluded. I felt so bad that out of desperation I swore that when Mrs. Cecilia returned, I would destroy what I had written. In the meantime, I tried to tear this writing up, but I couldn't. I didn't have the strength, or else I just don't know what happened. Sunday, July 29th. I remained in this state until yesterday morning, Sunday, without being able to collect myself. My guardian angel, however, does not leave me. He gives me strength, and I must say that Sunday I had no appetite, but he himself ordered me to eat, as he did today. Also, every evening he did not fail to bless me, but also to punish me and yell at me. Today, Sunday, I feel a great need for Jesus, but it is already late, and I no longer have any hopes. I expect to spend the night free and alone. But Jesus came, you know. How he reproached me because I had not gone to communion. This is how Jesus reproached me. Why, O daughter, am I so often deprived of your visits? You know how much I yearn for you to come to me when you are good. I fell on my knees in front of Jesus, and in tears I said, but how can this be, my Jesus? Aren't you tired of putting up with me and all my coldness? Daughter, he answered, see to it that from now on, not a day goes by without your coming to me. Try to keep your heart pure and adorned with every possible care. Drive all self-love away from your heart and anything else that is not entirely mine, and then come to me without fear. He blessed me along with all the members of the Sacro Collegio, and went away. Indeed, in the end, he advised me to have a little more strength in combating the enemy, telling me to take no account of those words, because the devil is always a liar, who seeks every means to make me fall, especially about obedience. Obey, my daughter, he repeated, obey instantly and cheerfully, and to achieve victory in this beautiful virtue, Pray to my mother, who loves you so much. I would have wanted to tell him that yesterday. His mother didn't wish to come, but he disappeared. Monday, July 30th. This morning I went to communion. I did not want to. I was not at peace with my conscience. I lingered until 9 a.m., thinking whether I should go or not. Then Jesus won, and I went to communion. But how? With what coldness? I was completely unable to feel Jesus. Today I was not able to collect myself at all. I was bad. I got angry, but only by myself. No one else saw me. I cried so much because my sister Angelina did not want to leave my room. Yesterday evening, Sunday, for spite, she stayed in my room until 11 p.m., making fun of me, saying that she wanted to see me go into ecstasy. Today, again, the same thing. She wrote a letter yesterday to Bagni di San Giuliano and spoke a lot about me and my experiences. These things, which I should be accepting happily and with thanks to Jesus, instead upset me, and I almost have moments of despair. While I was in that state, my guardian angel who was watching me said, "Why are you so upset, my daughter? You have to suffer something, for Jesus." In truth, what displeased me most were certain words that my sister had said out loud to me. And to this my angel responded, "You are worthy not only to be scorned because you have offended Jesus." Then he calmed me, sat at my side, and said very gently, "Oh, daughter, don't you know that you must conform in every way to the life of Jesus? He suffered so much for you. Don't you know that you must on every occasion suffer for him? Furthermore, why do you give this displeasure to Jesus of neglecting to meditate on his passion every day?" It was true. I recalled that I did a meditation on the Passion only on Fridays and Thursdays. You must do it every day. Remember that. Finally, he said to me, Be brave. Be brave. This world is not a place for rest. Rest will come after death. For now, you must suffer, and suffer all things to save some soul from eternal death. I begged him urgently to ask my mother to come to me a little, because I had so many things to tell her, and he said yes, but this evening she did not come. Tuesday, July 31st. We are at Tuesday. I run to communion, but in what a state! I promised Jesus to be good and to change my life. I said it, but he didn't answer anything. I also asked that he send his mother, and also mine, and he responded, "Are you worthy?" I was ashamed, and I said nothing more. Then he added, "Be good, and soon she will come with Brother Gabriel." It's been since Sunday that I had been unable to collect myself. Nonetheless, I thank to Jesus. When my guardian angel comes, I am awake, and my head does not take off. Jesus, my mom, and sometimes Brother Gabriel make my head take off, but I always stay where I am. I always find myself in the same place. It's just that my head departs. What a great need I have for my mother. If Jesus would grant me this afterward, I would be better. How am I supposed to go so long without Mom? Wednesday and Thursday, August the 1st and 2nd. Wednesday, I could not collect myself at all, nor Thursday. From time to time, my guardian angel would say something to me, but I was always awake. In fact, Wednesday evening, interiorly, I thought I might be deceived by the devil. My guardian angel calmed me by saying, "Obedience." Now coming to Thursday, as usual, out of obedience, I went to bed. I began my prayers and immediately collected myself. For a while, I had been feeling ill. I stayed all alone when I was suffering. Jesus wasn't there, and I suffered only in my head. My confessor asked me this morning if I'd had the signs, and I said no. They hurt a lot, but not compared with my head. Poor Jesus. He made me stay alone for about an hour, but then he came and showed up like this, all bloodied, saying, "I am Jesus of Father Germanus. I am the Jesus of Father Germanus." I did not believe him, and you know why. I am always fearful, always. I pronounced these words, "Long live Jesus and Mary," and then I understood. He gave me a bit of strength, but internally, I was still afraid, and he said, "Do not fear. I am the Jesus of Father Germanus." He urged me of his own free will, without my even suggesting it, to pray for Mother Maria Teresa of the infant Jesus, because she is in purgatory and suffering greatly. Jesus wants her quickly with him, I think. Friday, August the 3rd. Today I slept a little. Then I felt completely collected. After becoming collected, I felt my head take off. I was with Jesus. How happy I was. Yes, I suffered so much in my head. I complained a little because he is leaving me alone. I begged him also to tell me when Mother Maria Teresa would be in heaven. He said, not yet. She's still suffering. I commended my poor sinner to him, and he blessed me and all the members of the Sacro Collegio, and he left me in a happy state. This evening I felt I could not collect myself. I said a few evening prayers and went to bed. To tell the truth, I foresaw a bit of a storm because Jesus had warned me a few days ago, saying, the enemy will try you with one final battle, but it will be the last, because now that is enough. I could not help but thank him for the strength he had always given me, and I prayed that he would want to give me strength for this final test as well, that is to say, last night. I went to bed, as you know, well, with the intention of sleeping. Slumber was not long in coming when, almost instantly, a tiny, tiny man appeared, all covered in black hair. What a fright! He put his hands on my bed, and I thought he wanted to hit me. No, no, he said. I'm not able to hit you. Don't be afraid. And as he said this, he laid down on the bed. I called Jesus to help me, but he did not come. But this doesn't mean he abandoned me. As soon as I called his name, I felt liberated, but it was sudden. Other times I had called Jesus, but he had never been ready like last night. You should have seen the demon afterward. How angry! He rolled around on the floor, cursing. He made one last effort to take away the cross I had with me, but then he instantly fell backward. How good Jesus was with me last night. The devil, after that last effort, turned toward me and said once that he had not been able to do anything. He wished to torment me the rest of the night. No, I told him. I called my guardian angel, who opened his wings and alighted next to me. He blessed me, and the bad devil ran away. Jesus be thanked. This morning I learned that at the very moment the devil was rising in fury, the scapular of Our Lady of Sorrows had been placed on me, and I realized that then the devil was trying to take something off me. It could be nothing but that. My mother, Our Lady of Sorrows, also be thanked.